What is up, y'all? September the 11th. You got to remember, right? So just be up on your craft. Be thinking about the job. Be thinking about tactics, building construction, right? We got to get better at this. Remember what was lost, right? So today, what we got is this video on solar panels, and it's coming to us from News Working, right? Great site over there in the Pacific Northwest. News Working. So if you haven't subscribed to that fine gentleman, please make sure that you do. He has excellent content, a lot of good stuff, a lot of good real-time events. So it's just a good way to think about, again, strategy, tactics, and skills. We don't do any Monday morning. That's a quarter in Northampton. All right. So we got two agencies working together on this one. Yeah, we don't do any Monday morning quarterback. We're just trying to learn and understand, get better and be better. All right. So obviously we have some members here. What's going on? All right. We're popping a hole. They must have found something. He's taking that window. And then we want to take a look at the assembly here. Okay. So we saw some solar panels on the front. We're going to definitely see those again, but we're only going to get one-ish look through the duration of the video for this side of the building. So we do have solar panels on this side of the building, close to the back side, the Charlie side. Obviously it's a retrofit, right? They're putting the solar panels in after the building is here. So part of the code, I don't know what the code specifically there is, but part of the code, the national code, is they got to run those conduits, right? They got to run those power lines. Got to run the conduit from the solar panels on the outside of the structure. And then they should meet up over here. There's some more here. They should meet up somewhere. I don't know how that's being done. And they got those red stickers to help you hopefully visualize and say, hey, that's part of the solar system. Okay, we got smoke on the back side here, on the C side, the Charlie side. But it's very important to get a look at these solar panels right here. This is the only time I think we're going to get to see. And that's decent smoke. That's not crazy, but like, you're not supposed to see that coming out of your house, right? That ain't supposed to happen. Northampton truck 42. Tower ladder, you might as well use it, right? You got a tower, you might as well use it, bro. You got a tower, you might as well use it, man. Big water, close range, nothing wrong with that. Another look at those solar. All right. So I don't think in the video they show us this side of the structure anymore for the most part. So we do have a solar panel array. It looks like they were going to place another one here, and that must have been when the trouble started. Somebody noticed it because they did not finish. There are solar panels on this portion as well. Okay, here's our where those gentlemen, they were popping the window right there, and there are panels right above that, and it looks like we got smoke coming out of a existing vent here, right? We got a tiny window, vent. So it's a bathroom probably, right? We got some smoke coming out of there. It doesn't look like a lot, but is there an appropriate amount of smoke that's supposed to be coming out of your roof? I don't think so. We got Mr. Barber here from number 2s, man. He's my guy, bro. He's my hero of the day. All right, we got a good look at the assembly here. We're going to call Mr. Barber out a lot during this video. I love that little brother, man. I'm not on this department, but I just like that dude in this video. Okay, so really quick. I'm not an expert. I'm not an electrician. All right, I'm not an electrician. But, okay, we saw the conduits and stuff coming down. Everything's supposed to meet here. These, when you got those red, once again, when you got those red tags, that's supposed to alert you to the solar system, right? It's photovoltaic, right? Big technical name. This is supposed to alert you to the solar system. And just like you see here, it looks like they shut it down. These look like they're in the down position, the switches. So it looks like it's off. Looks like it's off. So that should be de-energizing the batteries. I should get a little closer there if I can. All right. Yeah, I can't read it. I was trying to read it. But when you see those red labels, that's what that should indicate. That this is part of the solar system. So it looks like they did what they're supposed to do. They shut them off. When you see that, do that. Shut them off. You're not saving anything. Once electrical equipment's on fire, it's junk. You're not going to save it. We got gentlemen there from Public Works. So yeah, they do have some volunteer members on scene. I don't know if both departments are volunteer departments. We got Mr. Fawcett. That's a tall drink of water. We got Mr. Fawcett. That's a tall drink of water right there, brother. And here's our guy from Twos, Mr. Barber. What kind of nozzle is that, Mr. Barber? Is that a chief? Is that a chief nozzle? Is that a chief nozzle? They got good equipment. Calcutta. Yeah, man. So obviously we got fire in the wall. They're gonna have to open that up and make sure there's no fire anywhere else. Take the pump, Frank. Take the pump. Water's coming. Water's coming. Here we go. We got air. We got water. I believe that is a chief nozzle. Is that a chief? That is a chief nozzle, ladies and gentlemen. There's the insignia. That is a chief nozzle. These cats got good equipment out here. Yes, sir. So yeah, man. I mean, that's gonna be rough to get around that with that conduit right there. It's tough. I don't know. You're right. All that mess right there. Mr. Shearer. Is this Mr. Shearer? Is this also? I don't know how you say the name. Is this also Mr. Shearer? Is this also Mr. Shearer? Do we have a father and son combo? Do we have legacy? Well, I tell you, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to pass on. Nothing wrong with that. I hear some truck work. That's a saw. I hear some truck work. Are they cutting up there? Are they cutting up there in that room? Why would they be doing that? Put it in the comments. Anybody know? I think I know. All right, now we got Mr. Herzog here. I don't know. I looked at the department, and there is a chief officer, or excuse me, chief of department. There's a chief of department, also named Mr. Herzog. I don't know if that's him, but he's grabbing a hook to go do some work. All right. So I just want to point out, well, two things. First, let's get this view. So we got smoke going up the corner here. It's Alpha David, Alpha Bravo. All right, so we got smoke from where we started all the way up. We still got smoke in that room. I think they had a saw up there, and I think I know the reason why. Has to do with building construction. We'll talk about it in a minute. All right, now we got another chief. We got Chief Allen here pushing line in the front door. No air pack on. That's my dog. Kizzy. She's chiming in. So look, I just want to say something really quick because this stuff is important. I did look and read the notes from the original video, and there was a lot of people talking trash, like, why is this a 2-alarm fire? These guys, it look like it's their first day on the job. Like, guys, we gotta stop doing that. We can't be Monday morning quarterbacking other people's stuff. There's a chief officer here, more than one, putting in work, putting their hands on equipment. My dog's chiming in. She's not exactly a fire dog. She's my purse dog. Anyway, there's a chief officer here putting hands on equipment. Okay? Pushing in line. That tells me there's nobody else left to do it. There's nobody else left, or else he wouldn't be doing that. He should be taking command, right? There's nobody else left to push this line, or else this gentleman would not be doing it. He's got some time in life. So we got to stop talking about what other people got. If you have a better system because you got 3 people, you got 4 dedicated people, you got 5 dedicated people, you got multiple rigs that's going to show up, just be happy about that, man. These cats do not have it. They are tapped out. The chief is pushing line in the front door. They don't got any more people, man. They're giving it all they got. Chief's like, another one? Come on, man. How many lines they got going in this door? I count 3. 1, 2, 3. So I got 3 lines going in. I believe there's 3 stories, right? Would you call this 3 stories? 2.5 stories? I mean, that type of stuff just confuses me, man. I just call it 3 stories. I just call it 3 stories. Right? They're trying to cover this thing from all floors because it's up in the walls and stuff, right? It's in the walls, it's in the roof. They're trying to cover it from all angles. So you need more people to do that. Dog's opening the door. We got Pierce trucks. We got a Pierce engine and a Pierce mid-mount tower ladder. They got good equipment. More Chiefs coming out with hooks. That's why we got to stop Monday morning quarterbacking, man. Everybody don't got it the way some of us got it, bro. They are all hands on deck right now, and they're tapped out of people, and we still got smoke. Good smoke. Again, it's not insane, but is there a proper amount of smoke to be coming out of your house? There's also, we want to keep in mind, we got smoke at the ridge line. Yeah, man. So what do we got the rest of the way down? We got more structures, right? They are trying their best to get a stop right here. Because if it starts moving down, man, there's a lot of structure.
Are these solar panels dead?
Did you hear that?
Are these solar panels dead?
Are these solar panels dead? That's what he asked. That's a great question, man, and I don't know. By disabling the switches down there, that should have at least started the process for them to be off and to de-energize, right? So the panels might be off, but what happens to the energy, right? It goes, and even if they're off, they're not actually off, right? It's just not feeding the system anymore. You can't turn them off. You know what I'm saying? You can't turn them off. They're going to be turning sunlight into energy, into electricity either way. But it shouldn't be going into the system anymore. And I don't know if that's the case here, right? That system, you're banking that energy somewhere, right? There's a battery or something somewhere to bank that energy so you can use it later. And I don't know if that's the case here in this area, but a lot of places, when you do that, if you fill up that bank, then the energy starts going back into the grid and you can save money, right? Because you're giving money back to the municipality. So that's another way you can save money. So I don't know if that's happening here, but it looks like somewhere along the line, right? They don't know if the energy, they can't tell you where the energy is coming from. It's off. That's what I would have done. Maybe an electrician or somebody can chime in. They did what I would have done, but it seems like there's still energy in the system. Does that make sense? And it's causing the fire to continue to reignite. So we got smoke once again coming out of there. Good, right? It's changing color. It's not good. It's getting darker. That means it's eating up more stuff, right? So we asked, is it on the side? Is it in the roof? Is it in the attic? Give me 1 second. Dog's talking. Right back. Dog's talking. She might be back in. She only got something to say. All right. Roof, attic, or in the side. He's saying it's everywhere, man. Right? And it makes sense for what they're doing. They're trying to open up them walls. They can't. It looks like they're having trouble stopping it because it's probably anywhere where there's conduit, anywhere where there's wires, somehow it's still feeding into the system. Even though, in my opinion, it's off. I could be wrong. Somebody can hit me in the comments.
You guys good to go back in? You guys go to the third floor?
Number 3 floor. So we got all those houses, man, or all these structures. This is one structure, but all these dwelling units, they don't want it to run outside of where they're at right now. I get it, man. They're like, come on, bro. They're doing everything they can. Open the walls. And they can't figure out why it keeps coming back, which is tough. Because you don't know. So 47 is just going next door, and they're going to start pulling that attic. They going to the next. They want to see, right? He wants to get a good look because something's weird. Maybe, right? If they only got electrical so far in this unit, then at least from the electrical system, it shouldn't spread to the adjoining unit, but they don't know what the attic area looks like. We got smoke again. He said they got heat up there on the peak. Interesting, excellent placement of the good. That's a good operator. Excellent placement. We got wisp of smoke once again. So they've obviously extinguished that multiple times, and it keeps coming back. Now we're going from the inside out. Trying to make sure at least isn't coming from the bottom. And they do got crews up there with a hose line, so they're just getting the smoke out that way. Hydraulic ventilation. Soon as you guys are good, I need you. There's Barber. There's our boy from Tools. He's ready, man. Mr. Barber. That's what you want to be, bro. He's my hero. Mr. Barber.
Barber, where you going?
Barber.
I have guys going up to the roof.
He said, Barber, where are you going? I got guys going up to the roof. But hey, man, Mr. Barber said, I want to be in on that action. That's what you want to be, right? It's better for somebody to tell you to not, to tell you to stop than to tell you to go. All he heard was somebody's got to get up on the roof. He said, it's me. Outstanding. That's a great attitude. That's what you want. So looks like we're starting to poke. Yeah, we're taking this window out, and we have a air conditioning unit. We need to be careful. This one looked like it had one too. I don't know where it is. I didn't see if it was in the yard. But you got to be careful, man. 15's is going to the roof. Yeah, we don't want to be dropping air handlers on people. Air conditioners. Happens, right? Don't just push the thing out the window. I hear Saul's running. Truck work. I hear Saul's running. There we go. All right. Very important. So if we think back to our first picture, right? On the back side, we saw those solar panels, and we know that there are panels on this side as well. But beneath that, there was that vent, most likely from the bathroom, right? We got a big window. We got a little window. So if we got newer members, if we got people who don't know, windows are probably the same size-ish for the most part in a structure. If you got one that's significantly smaller, it's probably the bathroom. And above that, we saw there was a vent pipe or a vent. So again, that's probably that's the bathroom, right? It's the bathroom vent. So there was space there. So I don't know if he's cutting. I shouldn't say I don't know. He's obviously cutting in there. So what might be happening, this isn't a me thing. This is a Nick Martin, one of the Nick Martin things. So think about what's a room? What shape is a room, right? A room's a square. It's a rectangle, right? And then we got a roof going. So then there's a space in between where you built the wall for the room. Am I making sense? And then where the roof is, there's a void space, right? They call that a knee wall sometimes or something like that. There's a void space there, right? So in this upper room, this third floor room, you've probably been in people's house like that, where it kind of looks sort of like the roof, right? It's smaller. You might have to duck down to come up the stairs or whatever. So there's probably fire in that space from these panels somehow. And so he's trying to open that up to make sure, because they keep knocking it down and it keep coming back. So it's probably in that space. We heard saws earlier, and I'm assuming that's part of what they were doing earlier, was cutting from the inside. So we had people on the number 1 floor. We got cats. He's taking the wall out on the number 2 floor. And we know there's got cats up on up here in the little attic room. And there it moved. Nice job. See, he took the air conditioner in. Good. That's the way to do it, man. Don't be just pushing it out on the ground. You don't know who's out there. Raining air conditioners on people is not good for your health. A lot of water. Do they got a handle on this? What could they have done different, man? I don't know. Right? If the install is weird, the install is wrong. What's our brother doing? Our brother's walking by, sleeves out. He wants to show off the guns. There's Chief doing his thing. Welcome to the gun show. They got it handled? So our conduit comes across, and there's some red. Is that red? I think. So conduit comes across. It's all part of the solar system. And it's got red markings on it. We done? Looks like they're done. Yo. So make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to me. That'd be great. But our guy, Newsworking, man, you make sure you subscribe to those brothers there at Newsworking. That cat is he's good, man. He's always getting that good information. We're gonna answer some questions. We got questions. We got questions. Do the Chiefs normally push the line? No. At least where I'm from. Normally, their command, man, their strategy. They're talking about what's going on. They're trying to direct the flow. So if they're doing physical work, like we saw that Chief at the end there pulling the siding, Chief pushing line into the building, that means there's nobody else left to do it. So they were out of people. And so once again, if we got some young guys, I know we live in the age of social media, keyboard warriors, and we want to talk about that other people aren't good and I'm better. We don't want to do that, man. We might be just literally be in a better system. You got tons of people showing up. You're like, man, why do we have all these people showing up? Everybody don't got that. And yo, if you're from that area, where was that, Kyle? Let's go back real quick and see where are these places? If you're from that area, we got Northampton. And then we had Catasauqua. Hey, man, I mean, if you're in a position, they obviously need help. They need volunteers. I need help. So take a look at their websites. Maybe you can help. Police, fire, EMS, all that, man. They're doing all of it. They need help. So if you're in that area, maybe take a look at the requirements. Right? If that's what's happening and they need more people, they literally are tapped out of people. They need help, man. So take a look at your local agency there. Maybe you can help out. So, hey, that's going to be the end of this one. If you have any more information, let me know in the comments. Again, I'm not an electrician. Shut down the solar system. It should be marked in red. The conduit that goes to it should be marked in red. If they put the solar panels on the house after it was built, those conduits should be on the outside and they should be marked in red. And I guess just a little fun fact, if they were built into the house, it doesn't happen often, but in today's world, it can. then I believe they should be. I got to look at the code, man. I don't know. I want to say, I don't have a number. I want to say 6. I don't know. I don't know how far they got to be under the roof decking. You shouldn't be able, like, if you were to put your saw in, plunge the saw, which you shouldn't do, you shouldn't hit the conduit. Close to the corners, though, obviously that distance is going to be less. So just something to keep in mind. Something to keep in mind. If it's built into the house and you don't see them, at least know that. If you don't see them running on the outside like that, that means they're under the roof decking. So by code, I think it's farther than your blade should go, but near the corners, it's going to get tight. But hey, that's what we got. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for asking. Question, Kishi. Anybody got any more information? Throw it in the comments. Appreciate y'all. Like, subscribe, all that.